Welcome to Valley's Gold, a show where we explore the people and places who feed and clothe us. On this episode, we take a look at the technology used in agriculture today, as well as reflect upon the past. Innovation continues to drive the industry. Join me, Ryan Jacobsen, on this adventure.
Valley's Gold is produced through a partnership between the Fresno County Farm Bureau and Valley PBS. Production funding for Valley's Gold is provided by
the Myers Water Bank and Wildlife Project, an educational outreach program working to teach students about water and wildlife issues in California. Field trips are free for all schools, and each trip's curriculum is based on learning about California water resources, valley agriculture, and native wildlife.
Everyone enjoys getting together to laugh, to talk, and mostly to eat. It sounds so simple, but the reality is that it takes a lot of hard work to feed us. The next time you sit down to eat, remember to thank our farmers, Garge Italian Incorporated since 1949 at 800-696-6108.
Heroes come in all shapes and sizes. At Brent, our heroes are the men and women in the field, the folks who work hard to put food on our tables. Join us in celebrating the Valley's real heroes. Brent, professional agriculture.
Farmers and processors continue to seek innovative technologies that will make their industries more efficient. I've been joined by Jim Moshier, General Manager of Packline Technologies, Inc. Jim, thanks for having me out here today.
Well, we're glad to have you.
I am so impressed with this incredible company, but tell me, what is Packline Tech?
Packline Tech is a builder of equipment for the ag industry, basically. We don't do anything out in the fields. We concentrate inside of the packing sheds, the processing facilities, etc.
Got it. And so we're surrounded by some incredible equipment that you're going to explain to me a little bit later, but how long has the company been around?
The company's been here for about 8 years and started out really small. 3 guys working out of the garage, and they were building equipment for the local packing sheds and processing facilities around here. And over the years, we've grown and continued to grow until the company we are today.
So Jim, how did you find your way over to Packline Tech?
Well, I've been in manufacturing of capital equipment since about 1999, and I came over here to really just help grow the business.
Got it, okay. So the one thing that's so unique about this company is everything you guys are doing is one of a kind. You're making designs that are finding, solutions to problems that exist on individual packing houses or individual lines. How do you even come up with the concepts to get it from ideas and on paper all the way to where we see this manufacturing going on?
That comes with years of experience. We have guys in the organization who've been with us or been in this industry for close to 30 years. And over those years, they've seen a lot of different things. And so when problems come up, it's a matter of taking something you've seen before, adapting it, stretching it, making small modifications to really fit the application that's needed today.
I was just, again, when I say amazed, walking in here, and they get to see fabrication. Unfortunately, it's one of those things we don't get to see a lot of in the United States anymore, but to get to come here and physically see these things being made from scratch, things that are being made just from sheets of metal is really an amazing process, and it just takes some really dedicated individuals, and I see lots of hands around here that are really making this all happen.
Oh, absolutely. We have quality guys who day in and day out come in, they have the expertise, the experience, and the dedication to really help the customers get the solutions to their problems.
Solutions now. You're really heavily intensified on the packing side of tree fruit and, let's say, citrus. What is some of the types of equipment you're making here?
We make everything from the time the bin comes in full of fruit to the time it goes out the door in a box. We make all of the equipment basically that goes from the beginning to the end. So this could mean dumpers for bins, it could be tote dumpers, it could be lug dumpers, it could be lug conveyors. It could be cleaning equipment to clean the bins, because food safety is a real issue for people nowadays.
And that's one thing I really liked, is that you work very closely with a lot of local companies. So you outsource some parts, and you obviously make a lot of the parts here, but ultimately the fabrication's taking place here, and then you actually guys also do the installation of this equipment.
Yeah, well, first thing I would like to point out, we really pride ourselves in doing business locally. We like using our local suppliers. We like working with the people, we like interacting with them, and we like being able to see them face to face. And in terms of installation, yeah, we have crews that will go out and do the installations, which can take weeks to put a complete pack line in. But it's very satisfying to start with a blank sheet of paper, put it onto a computer screen, and then get to see the thing in real life, producing fruit, producing products that are being shipped out of this valley.
So Jim, we're seeing the fabrication of this machinery, and it's incredible, but within this fabrication, we also are integrating automation technology that is absolutely mind-boggling when it comes to what it can do for our packing line. Explain some of those examples to me.
For example, we have equipment out there that can sort good fruit from bad fruit. The bad fruit obviously goes into the culls, or it goes away. The good fruit, then we can distinguish ripe from not quite ripe fruit, and then we'll pack the ripe fruit, but we'll set the not ripe fruit aside and let it ripen up before we pack it and send it out to the grocery stores.
And these are happening within splits of seconds. I mean, you have many pieces of fruit that are being looked at every single second on this conveyor belt.
Oh yes, it's incredibly fast, how fast this can go.
And then I was also learning, I mean, whether it's certain, you can actually see inside and see if there's any rot inside. And so you can make sure that consumers getting a piece of fruit that is wholesome and ready to be eaten.
Yeah, what automation does for us is it allows us to get to the end consumer an almost perfect piece of fruit.
And lastly, Jim, I want to finish. We're talking some pretty cool pieces of equipment. Has there been a piece that's really stuck out as your favorite? Something you really enjoyed working on that project?
Well, that brings to mind a piece of equipment that we built that would slice citrus into the wagon wheel shaped citrus pieces that you're accustomed to, and those end up in the drinks at your favorite coffee house.
That's incredible. So you're actually taking a piece of citrus and able to put it into a bag or some kind of packaging so that it's saving labor on the end consumer side.
Absolutely.
Well, Jim, thanks for having me out to this incredible facility out near Dinuba. I learned just an incredible amount about what our industry has to offer here in the San Joaquin Valley.
Oh, Ryan, it's been a pleasure. We're glad to have you.
Thanks for having me. I've traveled down the road to Dinuba to learn about equipment that has transformed the application of agricultural products to orchards and vineyards. I've been joined by Brent Davis of Air-O-Fan. Brent, thanks for having me out today.
Ryan, thanks for having us.
I am out here at Air-O-Fan to learn about this incredible company here that makes local equipment. Tell me about Air-O-Fan.
Well, we're a born and bred company. Started manufacturing in 1945. I'm the third generation doing this. My family actually purchased the business. Going back to that time era, my grandpa got into the ag industry in about 1952 and was a local dealer for this area for Air-O-Fan, which is originally based out of Gilroy, California.
Wow.
Built this facility here in '87, and we've been operating here ever since.
And it takes a lot of hands to make all this equipment. I was amazed when I pulled up just how many people you have here assembling and building these pieces of equipment.
Sure. Yeah, we employ roughly 65 employees across the board, from admin all the way to the bulk of our guys being in the shop, through assembly where we are today, all the way to your manufacturing processes.
and being able to see the building of it's one thing, but to see the operation of the finished product is obviously amazing in itself.
Right. Well, kind of going back to the manufacturing side of things, we start with your raw materials, and we have crews of guys that do each department. So you have a crew of guys building tanks, a crew of guys building fan housings, a crew of guys building chassis, and then we have a crew of guys that actually do the final assembly process. Now, each order is really built to the grower specification. So when a grower calls up and says, hey, I need a new rig, it comes down to, okay, how wide does this thing need to be? What's our spray calibrations look like? What kind of filling requirements are we going to have? A lot of different counties in California require some pretty stringent mixing processes and how they get either chemical into the tank or even just getting water with their mixing system into the tank. So a lot of those systems have to have check valves in line and dry cam lock systems.
And I know you talked about the process of building to the grower specifications. I mean, you talked about the change over time. I'm sure that's where a lot of your research and development comes from, is working with those growers to find out what maybe is unique to their operation and then developing something that works, and then that's probably has some other applications down the road.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Growers are a huge inspiration for us. We spend a lot of time in the field, and we require our growers to give us that feedback, and it's really made us a better business, over the years. It's a lot of grower-inspired changes have been made. As far as our engineering staff, really, every Monday morning we sit down as a staff with our plant manager, service manager, our sales staff, as well as the owners, and we collaborate and we talk about the things that we're seeing in the field and what kind of issues that are coming about. When there's a good idea that comes to the table, we all talk about it. And a lot of great feedback and a lot of great design has come from that.
Ultimately, the purpose of this sprayer is coverage of whatever agricultural product that you're trying to cover. What makes this unique? Absolutely, absolutely. This is our 1,000-gallon GB232 model, which is basically our most high-end, highest-performing PTO-driven sprayer. And in that particular market... PTO-driven is? PTO-driven is power takeoff, right. So that means you're using the power from the tractor to be able to transmit energy into your pumping system, your fan system, right. So I talked about these being seen up and down the valley in the state of California, but your market's actually much wider than just California. Yeah, we do get all the way into Georgia and Florida, a lot of the pecan industry and apple industries throughout the United States. And not just the United States, but you also have some foreign partners that you work with for these pieces of machinery. We do. We have a very strong presence in Australia, and we also get into Chile and Brazil. Well, Brent, thank you so much for having me down here today. I knew to check out this incredible manufacturing process. I've seen these things in the field, basically my whole life, but to get to come see them being built was a real treat for me. So thanks for having me down here. Ryan, thank you. Yeah, no, it's been great having you. The history of agricultural technology in the Valley has played an important role in shaping it into what it is today. I have traveled to the International Agri-Center's Farm Equipment Museum to join Elizabeth Laval with the Pop Laval Foundation to share some photos from the past. Elizabeth, thanks for once again coming on the show. Oh, it's a pleasure, Ryan, and what better place could we possibly be than in this museum surrounded by all these implements from Pop Laval's day. It's the absolute perfect setting for the photos you're about to show me. I know, and everyone's going to really like these because it's one of the parts of the collection that people find the most fascinating, and what we need to remember is some of these were less than 1 century ago. Exactly, I know, really, they were new technology in their day, and we look back and see how innovative they really were. Oh, wait till you see some of these. Now, we just saw in the last segment these technology innovations for spraying and fumigation, but I dug into the archive really far and I was able to dig up a couple of photos of people actually spraying their crops around 1918, so really less than 100 years ago, and you see that they have zero protection. I mean, what would it have been like? Much different, much different. Now this one is a rotary sprayer. It's called a Niagara rotary sprayer, and I went on eBay to try and find one, and they're still around, but I don't think they're using them in the fields anymore. No, would be just a prop at a house probably right now.
A lot of things have changed, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So undoubtedly one of the most famous inventions to have developed in our region is the Fresno scraper. Who invented the device has always been the subject of competing historical claims. For instance, Abijah McCall and William Diedrich of Selma and Frank Ducey in Fresno all fashioned some type of scraper to scoop and move greater amounts of soil, and even obtained patents around the same time in the early 1880s. But it was James Porteous, as we all know, a Scottish wheelwright at a local blacksmith and wagon business, that constructed and patented a dirt scraper that became the most famous, and eventually he purchased the rights to all the others. Porteous began manufacturing the scraper as the Fresno
scraper, yep.
at his local business, Fresno Agricultural Works, now known as Fresno Ag Hardware, and they've been in business since 1876.
Amazing.
The implement actually moved earth to level land, dig ditches, and build roads prior to the development of mechanized earth-moving equipment, and were shipped literally around the world. Now, my favorite piece of trivia, Ryan, is that these scrapers, hundreds of them, were actually used to help build the Panama Canal.
Yeah, and so much of the canal systems just here in the valley was built by that. One of the things that amazes me about the Fresno scraper, it was the transition between the horse and buggies and the mules, and then they were actually used on the first tractors that came out.
That's
so
right.
It was an amazing piece of equipment that we talk about Apple maybe being synonymous with Silicon Valley. The Fresno scraper is by far the biggest technological advance we've ever seen from this
Exactly. And here locally, one of the most impressive projects the scraper made possible was the development of the Fresno Fig Gardens by J.C. Faulkner. Faulkner purchased 48 Fordson tractors from Henry Ford, who actually drove up to the Bullard lands in his Tin Lizzie to see his machines in action. He attached Fresno scrapers and discs to his tractors, which worked so well that Faulkner purchased 80 more and used them to turn the 12,000 acres of hog wallow land into, as Faulkner put it, a veritable Garden of Eden.
Wow.
Even Fresno's 6th mayor, William Toomey, got into the act by helping prepare the land for the Veterans Liberty Cemetery with the Fresno scraper, which was the final resting place for many of our local heroes.
Wow.
So Pop Laval took literally thousands of photographs of agriculture at work. And as you know, he took some of these images. Remember, these were all considered newfangled in their day. Here we're seeing the employees of the Bonner Packing Company removing the seeds from raisins on specially made equipment in April of 1916.
Absolutely.
It's a crazy photo.
Yeah, wow.
Here, a solitary employee of the Roding Packing Company operated an olive grading and sorting machine. To me, it looks like it could have come straight out of old Sicily. This was taken over 100 years ago in 1915.
Wow.
Do you know what this is, Ryan? This is a grape stump remover. I don't know what you use now, but I don't think it looks like that.
It doesn't look like that, but boy, talk about technologically advanced. I mean, that thing really probably did an incredible job of pulling those stumps out.
Now, maneuvering this piece of equipment at an angle could not have been easy. I don't think they had any relief from the dust or the heat. One thing for certain, and you know this to be true now, if you were going to invest in the latest equipment, you just had to know how to fix it yourself.
Absolutely. And that's no different today. A lot of farmers like to take care of stuff themselves.
I just love this series of shots. In 1918, Mr. A.L. Baker was so proud of his cultivator, and I think we have a cultivator right here in this room, that he hired Pop Laval to come out and take photos of it from absolutely every conceivable angle, and we even get to see him working in the fields with it.
Wow, look at those grapevines.
Ryan, these photos, Pop Laval literally has thousands of pictures because, you know, he took so much in the agricultural world. They were used for advertisements. They were used for people to see other things that they could do in the fields because this was really new.
And we're so lucky to have those as a relic of the past, but also just really the creation of the valley came from so many of these implements that we got to see today.
And I think the thing that surprises me the most is how far we've come in just less than a century.
Absolutely. Well, Elizabeth, thanks once again for sharing some amazing history here that took place in the valley.
Thanks, Ryan.
Technology in agriculture isn't exclusively about machinery. I'm in Fireball to learn about advancements that have been changing the norm for tillage practices. I've been joined by Jesse Sanchez of Sano Farms. Jesse, thanks for having me out here in Fireball today.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well, can you begin with, tell me about Sano Farms.
You know, Sano Farm is a farm located right here on the west side Farbo. This operation started back in 1973.
Wow.
You know, the company started with small acres. Now we farm total about 4,000 acres.
Let's begin with some basic terminology. We're here to talk about conservation tillage, but before we can talk about conservation tillage, what is tillage?
Tillage is how you form, how you work the ground.
Yeah.
You know, you start in conventional tillage when you rip the ground the deep as you can, work the hard as you can, and just go back and forth to make the soil like a powder.
Yeah, taking it from, you know, really working the ground. You guys are doing a little bit different, as I said, conservation tillage, which is a whole different methodology to soil health.
That's correct. That's what we call the minimum tillage.
Minimum tillage.
Minimum tillage, the idea is to move the soil the less you can.
Got it, okay.
And with that, we try to incorporate cover crops so we can give it to the soil better life.
Yes.
You know, giving to the soil life and health, you know, soil is going to respond to the crops that we put.
I'm sure you've received a lot of benefits going to the minimum tillage. What are some of those benefits?
Your soil gets healthy, organic matter start growing in your soils, and you see that the soil kind of conserve more water. I mean, the capacity of the soil is better. We can also reduce pollution.
Yeah.
Not using too much fuel.
Eliminating passion
in the field. I remember when we used to go conventional, we used to go just preparing the soil to plant. We used to use like 14 gallons an acre. Right now, I'm using only 3.5 gallons an acre.
So you're really trying to reduce those inputs into,
right.
Into every acre.
And the soil right now, it looks 100 times better than it used to look before.
And describe a couple of the pieces of equipment you do have and what their function is.
Always I wanted to find out the way to try to skip herbicides to kill the cover crop. This year, we got to this, we start thinking about this equipment, we're able to do it kind of middle of the season when we need it. And we try it, and after I try it and look it up, follow up and everything, I saw a lot of benefits of this equipment. It's a simple roll. We put some blades that rolling through the field. It's able to cut and kill the cover crop. Lay down the cover crop in the field. If you'll get more rain, the soil, when the cover crop lay down, the soil is gonna absorb all that rain right there.
Yeah.
And like we went to the field and show you the difference.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how much water we're able to conserve that way.
And that's what you showed me. You did 2 soil probes right next to one another.
Right.
One you did a different way versus the way you're explaining.
Yeah.
And you know, that difference in that soil content, obviously I could feel it. I could feel how the one side was still so moist and would clump, the other side was starting to break apart.
Right.
And that's significant for you because you told me that somewhere that could save you 3 to 4 inches of water application.
That's correct. Because I know in the long run, I mean, you don't have to refurnish the water that was lost.
Yeah.
Because you say, look at, since when we don't have rains.
Yep.
To right now, you know, all these temperatures and everything,
yeah.
And there's still a lot of moisture right there.
Yeah, that was purely what Mother Nature provided this winter.
That's correct.
Still able to feel that wetness in there. And then the one thing I want to end with is that you just, within a relatively short time ago, got a very special award for some of the projects and the research and the innovation that you've done out here. Explain that to me.
Somehow I got called from the White House that
The White House.
The White House.
You don't get calls from the White House every day, right?
No. You say, I don't own money. I don't own money to them, but I pay everything to my IRS. But anyway, I got invited to receive this award for the innovation that we're doing in the farm. I mean, it's nice to be recognized and encourage another farmers to follow this path that it'll be great for the soil.
Absolutely.
And for the humanity, for the world.
Congrats for that award, a very distinctive honor for you to have, and thank you so much for sharing this incredible information. Appreciate it.
No problem.
The California agricultural industry is constantly evolving because of innovators like the ones we just met. Join me next time for more Valley's Gold.
Valley's Gold is produced through a partnership between the Fresno County Farm Bureau and Valley PBS. Production funding for Valley's Gold is provided by
the Myers Water Bank and Wildlife Project, an educational outreach program working to teach students about water and wildlife issues in California. Field trips are free for all schools, and each trip's curriculum is based on learning about California water resources, valley agriculture, and native wildlife.
Everyone enjoys getting together to laugh, to talk, and mostly to eat. It sounds so simple, but the reality is that it takes a lot of hard work to feed us. The next time you sit down to eat, remember to thank our farmers. Gar Tutelian Incorporated since 1949 at 800-696-6108.
Heroes come in all shapes and sizes. At Brant, our heroes are the men and women in the field, the folks who work hard to put food on our tables. Join us in celebrating the Valley's real heroes. Brant. Professional agriculture.